Does it mean that most of your tasks have been completed? For now, yes. Just a few odd jobs remaining. But I think it's safe to say that the reconstruction of the Enclave is finished. Good morning. Oh, Taoyaku, what can I do for you? I come to offer a proposal. The Enclave should have a garden. Oh, I see, but where? I have a perfect location in mind. There's a pond beyond the 10,000 stalls. The surrounding area is filled with a variety of trees and shrubs. The area shows much promise, but I will need the guiding hand of an experienced gardener, namely myself, for it to fulfill its potential. With a few carefully cultivated plants and a new pavilion, tales of its beauty will spread throughout the land. Now I realize that strictly speaking, a garden is far from essential for daily life, which is why I've waited for more urgent matters to be addressed before making my proposal. What say you? Will you grant me the opportunity to bring a measure of joy to the citizenry? I certainly have no objections. In fact, I think it's a wonderful idea. I shall see to securing the necessary resources. However, this may require a few more donations. Can we rely on your support, Desiree? Of course. You pay quite well for donations. Marvelous. You have my thanks. A pavilion, you say? Just leave it to me. Master, if I may be so bold, I would very much appreciate you letting me handle this assignment. Let us not forget that you are personally attending to a number of smaller but no less important tasks around the Enclave. I, on the other hand, have time to accept something rather demanding. And as you may remember, I once worked as a field hand. Just one of the many occupations I dabbled in before finding my true calling. That experience will be useful when it comes to gardens, I'm sure. Fine, have it your way. A few days without your incessant prattle would do me a world of good. Then it's decided. Come, I have much to explain. On behalf of the Shazenkai, I thank you for your support. I'm pleased to inform you that we have made great strides in our efforts to rebuild the Enclave. Everything is worked upon. The pavilion begins to exist. Owing to your many contributions, the one garden has seen further development. As you continue to contribute, how else will the Doman Enclave change and improve? Okay, and that was it for this week. Good. And another week has passed, so let's turn some stuff in. Donate. Please allow me to offer my most sincere appreciation for your kind donations. Not only were they used in the development of the one garden, but we also had enough materials left to carry out numerous repairs and improvements. For your goodwill and timely contributions, the Enclave has changed immeasurably from the shattered task it once was. Desiree, Kosakura, the one garden is ready. You should come and see what we have done with the place. Splendid. We should go for a stroll and admire their handiwork. You will not be disappointed, I guarantee it. Now I must find Master Ishibushi and share the news. Right, I can mount here. Taoyaku. My goodness, I never imagined it would be so spectacular. A stunning combination of natural beauty and traditional Doman architecture takes my breath away. The pavilion in particular is certain to impress all who visit. I had no idea you were planning something of this scale, though. Actually, Toyaku came up with the overall design, while I saw to its construction. Though I have to say, even I'm pleasantly surprised by the end result. I'm curious, Toyaku, how did you become such a gardening expert? Surely the Imperial occupation all but brought an end to such leisurely pursuits. Yes, those damnable Garleans have no respect for the finer things in life. Until they came and ruined everything, I was an apprentice gardener. I trained under my father, who was in charge of the grounds of Doman Castle. While I spent most of my boyhood pruning hedges, he was creating horticultural masterpieces. However, I will never forget the day I accidentally cut off a branch from Lord Caien's favorite plum tree. For the first time in my life, I saw rage flash in my father's eyes as he struck me across the face. When he marched me off to apologize to our great ruler, I was so afraid that even his hands gripping my shoulder could not stop my trembling. But when I confessed to Lord Caien, he gently held the branch as he smiled at me and said, "This will be the perfect gift for my Mina." From that day forth, it has been my dream to fill Doman with beautiful gardens, to honor our beloved lord. Your generosity has set me on the path of fulfilling this goal. I shall never forget the kindness you have shown me. I wish you could have seen the gardens of Doman Castle. While they may have been lost forever, I will dedicate my life to keeping the techniques of my father alive, for all to enjoy. It is a shame that he and Lord Caien are no longer here to share this view with us. I only pray that it serves as a suitable tribute to their memory. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. It was not my intention to dampen the mood. Perhaps we have for so long lived under the heel of the Garleans that we simply could not afford to think beyond the here and now. Even after we rid ourselves of those curs, every day was a desperate struggle to make ends meet. It is only now that peace has returned to the Enclave that we are able to look to the past, to remember those we have lost. No doubt many others feel the same way. I know I do. We should encourage them to come together for quiet reflection, to ease the grief that lingers in their hearts. Maybe we can hold an event of some kind. Finding something suitable is a rather tricky proposition, though. I have heard of several Doman festivals. They all seem to be too loud and boisterous. On the other hand, we do not want to make the mood too somber. As it happens, the Shazakai has been discussing whether to host some sort of occasion to mark the beginning of this new era for the Enclave. Unfortunately, we are also struggling for ideas. I will take what you said into consideration as we go about planning the event. However, I think that we will need a little more time to decide on something appropriate. Can we count on your assistance? I would not have it any other way. Glad to hear it. I shall return to the Shazakai and look into the potential candidates for the event. If you find yourself in need of inspiration or simply a place to think, you know where to come. The one garden complete. Due to your continued contributions, each of our reconstruction projects is now complete. However, Kozakura is still formulating a plan to bring the residents together to bid farewell to the past and mark the beginning of a new era. Perhaps she would benefit from your assistance? Lighting the way. Oh, Desiree, I did not see you there. Yeah. Sorry, I was lost in thought. I have been considering the possibility of reviving an old Doman tradition. A memorial service for the deceased, to be precise. In years gone by, Doman would honor the souls of departed kin by sending floating lanterns into the sky. This is known as Tento Okuri. That was until the Guardians took over. Religious rites were strictly forbidden, particularly those that could be performed within the safety of one's own home. Being born after the invasion, I've never experienced this myself, but restoring this custom would be another step to bringing Doma closer to its former glory. I would certainly benefit from the wisdom of the older generations who remember the observance of Tento Okuri. Did you say Tento Okuri? It's been many years since we held one of those. Masatsurunuki? Araragi? What brings the two of you here? I would have come here by myself if you hadn't followed me. I cannot seem to escape this cantankerous curmudgeon. You have some nerve, Paper Tiger, and as I recall, you're the one that followed me. Kosakura, you wish to know of Tenko Okuri? Perhaps the reminiscences of an old man would be of some use on this occasion. As the name suggests, it involves sending lanterns up to the heavens. It's a chance to say our final farewells to the spirits of the dead as they embark on their journey into the hereafter. The lanterns float in the wind, ever upward, to light the way. The more there are and the higher they fly, the happier all those souls will be. Our dear friends will have a time of their lives. I can only imagine how enchanting that must be. Would we be able to hold the ritual anywhere near here? Yes, I know just the place. The pavilion in the garden would be ideal, as it overlooks the one river. We wouldn't want any lanterns falling on anything flammable, would we? Which reminds me, where are we going to get all of our guiding lights? Hello? Are you so absent-minded you've forgotten about me already? Making paper lanterns is one of my many specialties. It was about time you said something useful. Very well. I suppose you can be trusted not to botch this entirely. But make sure you finish this while we are still around to see it. Otherwise those floating spirits will have 2 more travel companions. Kosakura, can we rely on the Shazenkai to spread word of the event? Consider it done. The sooner we get the rest of the Enclave on board, the more help they will be able to offer. Desiree, could you see if Mitsuba and Minazuki are interested? After that, meet us in the One Garden. In the meantime, the old men have work to do. Well, he does. I will see what I can do to drum up support. Both of you do your bits, and we'll do ours. Well, those two certainly do not waste time, do they? In that case, it's only meet that we follow suit. I will begin preparations along with the other members of the Shazenkai. Would you be so kind as to speak with the aforementioned pillars of our community? First, Mitsuba. You're just in time to try my latest dish. It's the Aussian stew. Oh, the ceremony with the lanterns. Yes, I'd love to go. I've 1 or 2 things to see first, so I'll meet you there. Oh, Desiree, how lovely to see you. Is there something you wish to discuss? Tento Okuri, my. I never thought I would live to see another one of those. Of course it would be our pleasure to attend. This is a valuable opportunity for the children to learn of our nation's rich traditions. Everyone, may I have your attention? Welcome to the Tento Okuri, in which we wish the souls of our kin a safe journey as they depart for the heavens. But first allow me to express my appreciation to the artisans of the yard, without whom none of this would have been possible. Thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this auspicious occasion. There's one more person I wish to thank. Desiree Klingor. You have worked tirelessly for the liberation of Doman, reconstruction of the Enclave, and the reuniting of our people. We are eternally grateful. She's a pillar of strength to the refugees during our time in Eorzea, and continues to be so here. I could spend 1,000 lifetimes singing her praise and still it would not be enough. To think that we would stand as a people reunited to take part in a ritual passed down from days of yore. My late husband and all the other dearly departed must be smiling upon us. What's the matter? It's nothing. I just... To see you all so happy and at peace, I feel as though our lost loved ones are here with us. Maybe they are, which is all the more reason not to cry. I hardly think our dead friends would come here just to see us blubbering. And besides, those paper lanterns will not be flying anywhere if you soak them with tears. Come on now, chin up. I'm sorry. You're right. In the unfortunate absence of Lord Hien, it falls to me to oversee the Tenko Okuri. Now, let us light the way to the heavens. Shall we send our lanterns together? Fly, little floating lantern. Fly. Who can say what the new dawn will bring? For Doman. For all of us. There you are, Desiree. I was hoping you would come by. What did you think of a Tenko Okuri? In all honesty, I've never seen anything so beautiful. In fact, I would say that the ceremony marked a new turning point in the history of Doman. Perhaps now we can move on from the tragedies of the past and look to the future. By the way, I would like you to have this. Obviously, it's scant repayment for your kindness and generosity, but perhaps it will serve as a memento for everything we have achieved. The work of the Chosen Kai will continue, only now that the Enclave has the means of supporting itself, we no longer need to rely on donations. I can scarce believe that this place was once little more than ruins. Where once clouds of dust blew across splintered wood and piles of debris, now stand thriving businesses, places of learning, and homes where our people may grow and prosper. You have touched the lives of all of us in so many ways, for you have been instrumental in the restoration of not only our country, but the pride and dignity of a Doman people. Words alone cannot express how much this means to us. However, the Shazenkai still has much to do. Our aim is to make the Enclave better than it has ever been. We hope that one day, Doma can stand shoulder to shoulder with the other great civilizations of the world. Of course, if you wish to make any further contributions, we would be delighted to accept. As always, we will be offering gratuities for any goods you are willing to provide. And even if you come only to visit, it would be an honor to welcome you again to our not-so-humble home. And there we get the same jacket she has. The Doman Enclave Reconstruction complete. Owing to your contribution to the reconstruction of the Doman Enclave is now complete. Although there will be no further expansion, you may continue to make donations within the weekly budget. You will still receive gratuities for items donated. The weight compared to selling at vendors has been increased. Furthermore, you now have access to a wider selection of wares from the yard. So that was that. And I think this is this merchant? Yeah. Victor or Death. Cradle. And if you want to rebuy the Haori, you can do that as well. Or you want to put the Enclave map in your house or something. Whatever floats your boat. Okay, but with that I shall until next time, when we do something else in Final Fantasy XIV. I'm Ace and don't get lost.